Welcome to the channel Maths by Swati ma'am. We are with the chapter Applications of Trigonometry, and now we have discussed previous 14 questions that are there in the channel. If you have not watched, links are provided in the description box. Go through them, watch them, and be perfect with the chapter. Still now, if you have not subscribed, go to the channel, subscribe it, and forward as much as possible to your friends. Thank you. Now, we'll start with the 15th question. Okay, see, 15th question is little different than the questions that we have solved in the previously. Understanding means I want to say that 15th question is totally different question than all other 14 questions. Understanding? Now look at the board. A straight highway leads to the foot of the tower. A man standing at the top of the tower observes a car at an angle of depression of 30 degree, which is approaching the foot of the tower with a uniform speed. 6 seconds later, the angle of depression of the car is found to be 60 degree. Find the time taken by the car to reach the foot of the tower. This is what the question is. So my first work is I need to draw the diagram related to the question, or diagrammatical representations are very essential in case of applications of trigonometry that we have already known about it, isn't it? Now listen to the board. Now assume this is a tower. Okay, this is the tower and this is the base ground where the highway leading to the foot of the tower. Okay, and assume that a man is standing on the top of the tower. Okay, a man is standing, see, foot of the tower, and a man is standing on the top of the tower. Okay, so a man is standing on the top of the tower. According to the given question, the man who is there on the tower, the straight line with respect to his eyesight will be the horizontal line. This is my line of consideration. Understanding? And a car is moving towards to the foot of the tower. Assume here there is a car. Okay, so now the question say that a car at an angle of depression 30 degree. Okay, the man who is standing on the top of the tower is observing a car, and when he observed the car, the angle of depression made by the observer is how much? 30 degree. So I say here, a man who is on the top of the tower, with respect to him, this will be his horizontal level. And now when he looks at the car, okay, when he looks at the car, of course he has to go for angle of depression, because the man is observing the object which is below the horizontal level, so which is nothing but angle of depression. So angle of depression is found to be 30 degree. And after that, what is happening? The question continues here. You can observe here, which is approaching the foot of the tower. Means the car is moving towards to the tower. If it is moving towards to the tower, and very important word they have mentioned, that the car is moving with a uniform speed. Means the speed is not changing, which is constant until and unless the car is going to approach the foot of the tower, the speed is not going to change. Okay, 6 seconds later, the angle of the depression of the car is found to be 60 degree. One more important statement provided over here. Okay, so what is happening? Car is coming. Okay, and car is coming, and after that, we don't know, after that 6 seconds later, maybe car is reaching over here. Okay, 6 seconds later, car is reaching to this point, and with respect to this point, if I want to draw the angle of depression, I will be having the angle of depression is found to be 60 degree. Okay, is found to be 60 degree, means the overall this angle, means the angle with respect to the horizontal level, and the line of sight is what we call angle of depression if it is below the horizontal level. So I say here this is 60 degree. Understanding? Now only given information is that after 6 seconds it is reaching from point A to say point B. Only this information is provided, nothing is provided. So now how can I use the criteria? For us, dears, distance is very, very important. Without even a single distance, we are not able to calculate any values. But for us, is important thing is the second value they have provided. And one more important thing is car is moving with a uniform speed. So what I do here is, I hope the diagram is clear. If not, then watch again. Okay, so I'll be taking this point as a C because I have named A, B here. So what I'll do is consider uniform speed as x. Consider uniform speed as x meter per second. Okay, I'll consider the uniform speed as x meter per second. Use your common sense. In this mathematical question, little bit science is also applied. Now see here, from A to B, a car is moving and it is moving with a time interval 6 seconds, where with a uniform speed x meter per second. Now it is easy for me to calculate the distance traveled by the car from point A to point B. Now I have to apply the science formula. So which is the formula I have to go through? That is, distance is equal to time into speed. Time into speed. And now I have time given as 6 seconds and the speed provided as x. So what is the distance traveled by the car from point A to point B? Of course it is 6x. What it is? 6x. Now here, not even time is given, not even distance is provided. Both are unknown. So what I'll do, let time taken by the car, let time taken by the car to reach B to C be t seconds. Be t seconds. Now what I do, in my assumption, I'll do one extra assumption in such a way that already I have assumed uniform speed. Once again, need not to assume because uniform speed is being constant from the point of consideration to the point of the destination. Okay. Now here I don't know the time, I know the speed. So what I do, I'll consider the time to be t seconds. Now dear, what I do, same formula I'll be using to calculate the distance from B to C. Okay. Therefore, distance from B to C. Okay. Distance from B to C is, how can I calculate? Time into speed. Time into speed. What is the time provided? T second. What is the speed? X meter per second. So what I'll do? T into X, I'll take Tx. Okay. So this is what the distance traveled. So I'll name this distance as Tx. Okay, once I know these informations, now the question will become easy for me. Before that, I need to analyze the diagram also. It is always true that the horizontal level is always parallel with respect to the base level. Once they are parallel to each other, these angles will become alternative angles. So quickly we have to name the angle. Dear, if this angle is 30 degree, no doubt this angle will become 30 degree because both are alternative angles. If this is 60 degree and this surely will be 60 degree because both are alternative angle. As I say, horizontal level is always parallel with respect to the ground level. I hope it is understood. Now, we'll move to the two triangles that are present with the diagram. Okay. So, when I see the diagram, I can analyze the diagram into two right angled triangles. See, you can see here ACB, one right angle triangle, I'll name this point as D. So, it is repeated. We'll take here D. Okay, now we'll be having DCB, one right angle triangle, DCA, another right angle triangle. So which one I do consider first one? What I'll do? I'll consider the shorter triangle first. Okay, so now what I do? Consider triangle DCB. Consider triangle DCB. Dears, nothing is provided. The height of the tower is not provided. No informations are provided. So what I will do here, dears, see, I'll assume the height of the triangle to be h. Okay, if the height of the triangle is to be h, now use your common sense. Since I have provided with these values, I not even have with the hypotenuse values, but I can only give connection to opposite side and adjacent side. No other values I know about it. So what I do, by using the 60 degree, okay, I will take the ratio between opposite and adjacent, okay, and which is the trigonometric function that gives me the ratio between opposite and adjacent? None other than tan theta. So what I'll be having here is, you can see tan theta is equal to opposite divided by adjacent. Tan theta, theta is how much they are provided? 60 degree. What is the opposite? I have considered h as opposite, and adjacent, you can observe that tx is the adjacent that we have. Understanding? Now tan 60, what is the tan 60 value? We know it is root 3. Root 3 is equal to h divided by tx, or dears, I'll take this tx to this side, okay, division tx, when it come to this side, it will become multiplication. So what I'll be having here, h is equal to root 3 into tx, let it be equation number 1. Oh, now we'll move to the bigger triangle, okay, which is the bigger triangle, dear? DCA, okay. So now see here, consider triangle DCA. Okay, I'll consider the bigger triangle DCA. Once again, I don't have any other choice rather than I have to use opposite by adjacent. So I have to call upon tan theta. So what I do now? Tan theta is equal to opposite divided by adjacent. Now the theta provided is how much? 30 degree. Opposite, once again the same thing, I have h. And what about the adjacent? Use your common sense, dear, here. So much is tx and so much is 6x. And the total is being the opposite side of the triangle. Then what will be the total opposite, adjacent value? Tx plus 6x. Okay. Now I'll be having here divided by tx plus 6x. Now what is the value of tan 30? I have 1 by root 3. Okay, 1 by root 3 is equal to h divided by tx plus 6x. Now carefully listen, I'll send this value to this side, root 3 to this side. Okay, so my equation turns to be tx plus 6x is equal to h into root 3. Now what I do, I already have calculated the h value. What is the h value I have? Root 3 into tx. That I am going to substitute in place of h. So what I do? Put h is equal to root 3 tx. Fine. Now see, tx plus 6x, instead of h I'll be writing root 3 into tx into root 3. Okay, dears, tx plus 6x is equal to root 3 into root 3 will become 3tx. We are already perfect with all these calculations, is it not? See, now what I'll do here, I'll bring this tx to this side. Okay, plus tx will become minus tx. So what I'll be having, dear? 6x is equal to 3tx minus tx. Okay, 3tx minus tx. What is the value I'll be getting? 3 minus 1 going to give me 2x. So 2tx is equal to 6x. Okay, so now both the side I'm having the x value, so I'll cancel the x value. Once if I cancel the x value, I'll be having 2t is equal to 6. Bring this 2 to this side. Multiplication turns to be division. So t is equal to 6 divided by 2. 2 ones are 2 threes are. T is equal to 3 seconds. Now look at the question once what they have asked. See, question clearly asked us, see, what is the time taken by the car to reach the foot of the tower from this point, means from the point where it has stopped. Now, you just see here, let the time taken by the car to reach B to C, t seconds. So, I had considered the time to be taken by the car to reach this point as t, and at the end of the answer I got the t value as 3 seconds. So I say here the time that is taken by the car from here to here 6 seconds, from here to here it is how much, dears? 3 seconds. Until and unless, if in the question they would have asked you the question like, what is the time taken by the car from initial point to reach the foot of the tower, then you would have said this is 6 seconds plus 3 seconds, total 9 seconds. Understanding? But now from B to C it is taken only 3 seconds. I hope it is clear. This is the last question from the exercise, and this is the end of the chapter applications of trigonometry, and we'll meet in the next video with a very important chapter. Thank you so much. Subscribe.